Very good morning, everyone. Patrick Tanui. Welcome here again to this channel. Brand new day, a day before we begin a new year 2025. I decided to bring you to Imani Castles just to have a look, have a quick chat with them, show you the latest they have, and to guide you, to help you if you're looking for a car 2025. So they have some new cars. I will show you around. So permit me to turn over my camera and show you around. But before, I request you to subscribe to the channel Patrick Tonui. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and leave me a comment. Any suggestion, any recommendation, anything you wish to share with me, you can leave a comment for me. So welcome, let's explore. We'll also have a chat with Rob. We also have Rono on what other services they have. They do actually also export, or I will say import, your first car to, currently they do for Kenya. So if you plan to send your first car back home, get in touch to Imani Castle. So keep watching. I'll be having a chat with Rob on Imani Freight Services. They do have, they guide you, they help you in getting your first car to Kenya. They do for Kenya at the moment. So that's some good news. So keep watching. I will show you, or I'll have a chat with him in a minute. So these are the current cars at Imani Castles. They have some brand new cars. I didn't see this before. This is Kia Cerato. Very clean. It looks like nearly new. There's some details here. Let's say, yeah, this is 2016 Kia Cerato, and it's only going for 13,000. Wow, you can imagine that. So if you intend to buy a car, second-hand, reliable car, Kia Cerato for you. Very reliable car. So other cars there. Most of these cars are new. I didn't see this before. So they are selling very fast. So get in touch with Imani Castles. Those are the details. Quality used cars at Imani Castles. Telephone number there for you. You can leave a comment. I'll also leave some details in the description side for you. Another Kia for you. This should also be Kia Cerato. You got Toyota there. We have some clients already checking there. So you will never miss a car at Imani Castles that suits your pocket, that suits your financial muscle capability. So I'll be having a chat with Rob in a minute to give us also more details regarding their other services of guiding you to get your first car to Kenya. They currently do in Kenya. So stay tuned as we have a chat with Rob. And thank you for subscribing to this channel. So they are open now. Let's step in. So it's open. Let's go in and see what's happening. So this is I showed you before in my previous video. It's a very homely and conducive environment, even for anyone. And I'm pleased we got some previous clients who already bought cow with Imani cells. That's Chela. I will ask her one question as we continue. We also have a new client inquiring about cars. And we're also privileged today to have Wilson. Most of the time when we come, Wilson, we don't find you. Just say hello to the crew.
Hi everyone, this is Wilson. Welcome to Imani Car Sales. Thanks for watching Patrick Tanui YouTube channel, and continue supporting him, and thank you very much.
Awesome, thanks Wilson. And this is Chela. Hi Chela. Chela, before I ask a question, is one of the satisfied clients who bought a car with Imani Car Sales. Hi Chela.
Hi.
Yeah. So you bought your car here at Imani Car Sales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how did you get to know about Imani Car Sales?
So I was referred to Imani Castles by a friend where
Okay.
I bought my first car,
Okay.
and I was so happy with the experience that I'm a returning customer. The car served me well, and if it was up to me, I'd still have it, but here I am getting a new one. I'd recommend these guys. Really awesome customer service. So
Beautiful.
come over to Imani Castles.
Awesome. I referred your friend now through this channel, and they'll be able to get all the details which we put in the comments below. So please give us a review once you get your car on the experience, how it goes. So that's Chela, thank you. And here is the man we often see in our channels. This is Rob. Hey Rob, how are you doing?
Thank you, Patrick. Good
Yeah.
to see you around.
Yeah. What's happening? What's new? Do you have some new cars? And I checked outside, and there's plenty of new cars.
Oh
at the
man,
moment.
definitely. 2025 is the year to rock. Imani Car Sales, they are going. We're on full throttle. Many SUVs coming up.
Yeah.
Many sedans, many Mazdas, many Toyotas. Our
Yeah.
customers this time round, they
Yeah.
are matching what they are up to.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So the main part of this video will be talking about, I see you put on the Imani Freight and Logistics Services, which you'll be talking or discussing about it in a minute. Can you give us an overview of Imani Freight and Logistics?
Thank you very much, Patrick. For those of you who know, we are trading under Imani Car Sales, but we have a trading arm that we export cars to Kenya and also the Greater Africa. We help the Kenya returning residents to return their cars duty-free. We call it reuniting, helping you reunite with your car. So there are steps that people need to know, and many times people wonder, how do we do it? They have heard of people returning, if you've been abroad, how do we return a car, or how do I reunite with my car without paying duty? So today's interview, I think, is the most exciting one, letting people know that you can, if you've been abroad for more than 2 years and you meet the required stipulations, which you shall just talk about briefly, you're able to ship your car overseas as a returning resident. And then we have a guide, a book also to that effect, that I think you'll introduce your viewers. And we have an online course on the same, just to help our viewers understand how to do it better.
Beautiful. So for all those details, including the guide, we'll put it on the description below in this channel.
Right.
So let's jump on to the interview on how you can export or import your first car to your destination. At this moment you're doing Kenya, right? Any other country?
We are doing Kenya under the duty-free. But
Duty-free.
of course, shipping to, we do Tanzania, we've done Uganda, we've done South Sudan, as we'll talk about in the interview in details.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for supporting Patrick Tanui. Share, like, and subscribe. Before even we begin this very interesting episode, kindly take a few seconds and subscribe to Patrick Tanui. Just search Patrick Tanui. Tanui is T-O-N-U-I. So welcome again. It's a beautiful day. It's a very hot day in Victoria, and I am bringing you a very nice or a very interesting episode today. I'm with Rob. Rob, how are you? We say jambo in
Kenya.
Kiswahili, Kenya.
Yeah. Thanks again, Patrick. Welcome.
Very interesting.
Good to see you again.
So this is Imani Car Sales, but we are talking on, we have a very brief discussion with Rob about something that will interest each and everyone, not only here in Australia, but even across the diaspora, across the world, different regions, USA, Canada, UK. And basically it's all about exporting your first car to Kenya, or exporting your first car to, do you do different destinations as well? Can you do for other countries,
yes.
like Uganda,
We do
Rwanda?
We do East Africa.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, last year we did 2 units to Uganda. South Sudan we did 3.
Okay.
And right now we are doing 3 units to Tanzania, possibly by the end of the year.
Okay.
So we do East Africa, yes.
That's beautiful. So basically we're doing an ultimate guide to importing your first car to your destination. In this case, we are focusing on Kenya at the moment. And the good news from Kenya, the Kenya government recently, they said if you're moving back home, you are allowed to export 1 car free of duty. I think Rob will shed light on that. And I'm here today to do just a quick interview with him on what you need to know. What if you got a car you need to transport back home, you need to do 1 car which is duty free. What happens if you want to do 2 cars? So without much ado, without wasting my time, let Rob introduce himself, introduce Imani Car Sales, and maybe later on he will also tell us if they got new cars and how the business is doing. All right, Rob, welcome.
Thank you very much, Patrick. To the viewers of Patrick, I think, Patrick, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to appear before your channel. And congratulations for the job you are doing. I saw your channel talking about a lot of things in what's happening in Melbourne. And I think this time around we are going global, telling the audience of Patrick that what we do in as far as car import. Patrick, you call today's topic is the ultimate guide to car import duty free to Kenya. And look here, very interesting people that they may not know that really the Kenya government, with support over the years, has given returning residents a window or a waiver that when you're coming back to Kenya, you've been away for more than 2 years, which we'll discuss in details. There's a possibility that you can import your stuff, and among them a car duty free. And so that's what I think Patrick is going to talk about today. At Imani Car Sales, we are based in Melbourne, in Australia, but we do global trade. As I mentioned briefly, we've done returning residents for clients in the USA, basically all the time, but we're saying Imani Freight is now expanding and we want to do global. We want to do countries in our non-traditional, which is countries like France, UK, countries like Canada, where we've not done before. This time we want to be a bit aggressive as a strategy for the company in the new year coming. We want to expound on sourcing for those markets that traditionally we have not been there. And so Patrick, I'm very sure that your audience who are based all over the world will be able to be happy, and I think take advantage of this with our guidance.
And I think that's great news, Rob, because many people do they have that urge or that ability or that, I'll put it this way, they have that interest to send 1 car back home to their loved ones, for their own use. There's been a problem when people visit home. We go for holidays, we go to visit our families, and finding a car to rent could be a challenge. And some people also have had issues trying to export, to send a car back home, and they got no idea where to start from. And Rob is very experienced in that area. He's done it for a while, which I'll now give him also another opportunity to give us some success stories about the cars he already exported back home. If you got any reviews, any feedback from anyone who was undergone the process. And I would love Rob to give us, right from here, what happens. I got a car. Can you take us step by step? What comes next? What do we do?
Thank you, Patrick, for that. For our viewers, and I think the guest channels, it will be interesting to know that Imani Car Sales first started as a car exporting business to Kenya. When we began, we hadn't begun selling cars as we are doing at the moment. We began by exporting cars for people back home. As I was saying, we began our business way back as car exporters to Kenya, as opposed to the Imani car sales that people know today. So, but the demand for car sales, the demand for local cars was a bit higher than we could export, so that's why we made them the car sales. However, we're still going back to our traditional market, how we began the Imani Freight and Logistics that handles the freight or the international shipping on behalf of Imani car sales. So, as Patrick mentioned, maybe we ask ourselves, there are some requirements that the government needs for you to have as a returning resident. The basic one, I would say, Patrick, is have you been in Kenya? Have you been away for more than 2 years? So that's what is the basic one. If you've been away for more than 2 years, you qualify, among other factors to consider. One, within the 2 years, you shouldn't have been in Kenya for more than 90 days. Supposing in year one, I go home, I stay for 4 months, and then I go back to maybe Melbourne where I'm a resident, and then at the end of two years, I decide to import my car. But you realize that within the 2 years, I've been home within 120 days, so that disqualifies you.
So you must have been in the country for at least 2 years.
Yes, you must have been abroad for overseas for more than 2 years, and within that period, you shouldn't have been home for more than 90 days.
Okay. So you take us through. I have a car now. I qualify. At least I've been in this country, or I've been away from my motherland country for 2 years. And I got a car I want to export. What are there some basic requirements on the ground right here before you? How do you do the entire process?
Yes, so thank you, Patrick. So what normally happens is this: someone tells me, hey, I have my car, I want to export it. So I will tell you the other second point that is needed is that the car shouldn't be more than 80 years at the time of import. So this year is 2024. We were doing cars not less than, they built it not more than 2017. Now next year, 2025, the cars should not be older than 2018. So the other requirement is that the cars should be more than 8 years old.
Okay.
So we ask you, hey, and then now you say, have you been abroad for more than 2 years? Yes. What year is your car? And then they say the year is more than 2018. Then I think that car qualifies to do so. Now another thing that's worth to mention, Patrick, is that what happens to the people in France who drive in the left? What happens to people in the USA and Canada? Those are the countries that drive on the left. It's true, they are Kenyans, they qualify for the same window. And then number two, they have cars that are not 2018. So what happens to them? So the government allows people in the USA, like the 2 clients I mentioned to you, we imported their cars from, they give you a window to import a car from a third country that drives on the right.
Okay.
Australia, UK, and so on. So for the 2 clients from the USA, one of them sourced from Australia, and then the other one sourced from the UK. Now, this is the thing. You must have owned a similar car.
Okay.
So there's no way I am owning a Toyota Camry, for instance, and then I say, hey, now I'm going to Australia, the UK, to buy a Prado. Yeah. Okay. So one of the conditions is that car must have be the same make. And then the other one, also requirements that you must have owned the car for at least more than 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah. So that in the last 1 year, you should have had that car. You have registration in your name. You have insurance to prove that car was in your name. And what's the other one? You had invoices that you purchased for that car.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the paperwork that is needed, that is there. And if I've left out anything, maybe the audience, you can type for us and remind us anything I've left out.
Please put it there. And to me, I think those are very basic requirements. Like, yeah, you must have insurance to own a car.
Yes.
Your car must have undergone all the necessary checks. It must be in your name. It must, for example, if it's going to Kenya, if it is less than 8 years, then that you already qualify. So there is a possibility based on ROP that you can get your car moving to Kenya. And now that seems to have taken care of the problem right here. The other challenge a client can ask is, so what happens once you reach in our case, at the port of Mombasa, or because, for example, Kenya, there's an issue of Kenya Revenue Authority, levy. How quick is the paperwork on the other side, based on the clients that you've already taken care of?
Yeah, thank you very much, Patrick, for that. So I think another point worth to mention, of course, is that the car should be roadworthy. I mean, you can't take a car that has had an accident, for example, a car that has been written off in the country of origin, that is no longer. So definitely the paperwork, that car should be, a roadworthy car.
Yeah.
So to say, we can't export or import scrap cars.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other thing,
and that is why they're asking you shouldn't be more than 8 years.
Yes, yes.
But I've seen less likely drive a roadworthy car.
Yes. But I've seen cars, Patrick. I've seen like the cars we call them Dubai. In Australia, cars that are written off from the insurance are taken to Australia. Taken to Dubai for parts. Yeah. So we mean shouldn't be in the register. Australia have a quality PTSR, and every country basically has a car that has been struck off the register. So that car must be safe and sound. And the fourth thing that we must ensure that we didn't mention about is that when clearing that car, you must be at home.
Oh wow, okay.
So
that's one thing to note. You must be on the ground.
We are saying you are a returning resident.
Okay.
You cannot be returning Patrick and you're in Sydney. You cannot be returning
so you
and
cannot
you're in
send
London.
your item and see.
Yes, exactly. So part of the proof is that at the port of entry, when you come to Kenya, you're stamped entry. So part of the supporting documents, among what I mentioned earlier on, is your passport. That guys, I'm here. So when you mentioned about the port, I think, Patrick, Kenya Revenue Authority, the port at the coast is really, I think, compared to other ports and destinations that we have shipped goods to, Mombasa port, I think, is good. It's good. Some viewers may not agree with me, but I will tell you, Patrick, as long as you have your paperwork, if all the documents are correct, if all the stipulated, you meet the documents, really, the clearance is really in time. But trouble normally happens, and many of us really beat the customs people sometimes unfairly. Those of us exporting things or handling cargo on behalf of customers, when our documentation is wrong, definitely your cargo is held a little longer, and you might not mention that really it's the paperwork that has a problem. You start blaming the port. But I would say we are happy. I mean, if everything is good, the customs people are doing a good job, the car goes on time. Yeah.
That's good.
So once the car's gone through, Patrick, what would you need? So you pay this fee, definitely. You have to register that. You have to register the car in Kenya, definitely, to give it a registration plate. You have to pay the NTSA fee, and of course the customs. You pay a little fee, not easily more than 300,000 Kenyan shillings, depending on the shipping agent. Oh yes,
Not less.
No, there's no duty. Yeah, no duty. No duty
so
on that.
Zero
car.
duty.
Zero duty on that car. And then mentioning again. Though not related to this, even agricultural products, like lorries, the machinery.
Tractor.
Yeah, tractor.
Machinery.
There's also not duty on that. We've shipped tractors also. We've also shipped, the balers, the machinery. Again, there's no duty on that. So once your car has gone through, you've registered your car, you've paid all the duty, you've proved to the customs and the governments and KRA that really you are a returning resident. Your car goes through really without a problem. So the headache, Patrick, where we come in many times for our viewers is that paperwork, the knowledge and the know-how. Where
it's the challenge.
How do we? It's really the challenge. I know people who really tried importing cars on people on behalf of other people, but some have lost money. I've known people who are coming to me they tried importing a car through the same, but they never did not go through here. So I think the advantage that we are having is that first of all, car sales is our business. We are in the domain of selling cars. And then number two, we happen to do our own logistics. We don't give it to a third party. We ship our own cars through our shipping, our sister company, Imani Freight and Logistics. So we are a one-to-one. Give us the money, we do the sourcing, we do the shipping and logistics, and through our agents, though our customer is also free to give us their own agent, but if they will allow us to give us the agent, we take that car until wherever, Kiambu, Meru or Mount Elgon.
So you do deliver it. That
Yes.
was the next question. Once all the paperwork is done,
Yes.
we pay the necessary of the
Yes.
required fee.
Yes.
Then you also, so you do delivery of the vehicle to the doorstep. of
Yes,
the,
we call it the last mile.
the last one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, door to door
Anywhere in the
from
country?
Melbourne, from the purchase
From the
point in
purchase
Melbourne
to the doorstep.
until the doorstep, so wherever the car is going.
Wow.
And
Yes.
we have partners. We have shipping partners in other countries. We don't do it in our own. Most of the global ports, we have partners who fulfill on our behalf. So when it gets to Mombasa, we take over. Once we have the documents for the car, we take over until the car is delivered. As far as Uganda, as far as Tanzania, the customers I was telling you about, you just wake up early in the morning with a map. Kuna mgeni nyumbani, kuna mgeni nje. And then
So to me, that sounds to be a very smooth process all the way from, especially when your paperwork is done. It looks like the work looks really light and more and flowing consistently, because you from the port of Mombasa to the doorsteps of the customer.
yes.
So what could be the challenges? I'm sure that's all that I put in this question. The challenge that you face from your failures.
The challenge that I see, of course, I have friends who have come to consult
Yeah.
for a car that is stuck at the port many times.
Yeah.
I see it's just paperwork,
Okay.
and that information that I tell you, someone forgot the point that you must have not been away for more than 90 days. So someone was away and maybe they did not mention that to the customer. And then those are, I would say, the challenges is just the requirements and understanding them. So we have an e-guide that we are selling in Amazon. The Amazon, it's called The Ultimate Guide to Car Selling in Kenya. We are selling it for $10. It's a PDF, it's a
Check
booklet.
it out, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so once you download that copy, it really tells you what you need and then an end to end. By the time you're engaging your preferred partner, if it's not Imani Freight, if it's Imani Cars, you'll be knowledgeable and eligible to know what's going on. So the book is on Amazon, and I think Patrick will leave the link on how to download.
We'll put the link.
Anyone buying through Patrick's link has a 50% discount.
You get that right, guys. Yeah. So make sure you use the opportunity very wisely. And if the discount doesn't apply, you can look for me directly. You can leave a comment, and we'll always refer back to this conversation, and we know where we hold. So I think the entire process of trying to understand how to import or how to get your car back home is really, to me, is a very, you have simplified. Many people say it's sweet on paper until now you get into doing it. But I think the way you put it and knowing that you've dealt with it, and you know with cars, since it's your field, it gives you an opportunity to always explore, to find out how to tackle those challenges.
Yes, Patrick. I think the advantage that we may have over other players in the industry that one, our car sales is our domain, and then we are lucky that we fulfill our own shipping through Imani Freight, our sister company. So that gives us an authority. And as Patrick mentioned, really, it's good to empower our viewers, just like what you are doing, Patrick. Knowledge is power. If you have the power, if you have the information, then I think getting this right is really. And really, you save so much money. Almost, I would say, over 45%. Because duty is a big takes a big chunk of the car. Yeah, the cars over here, cars cost more than $10,000, $15,000.
Yeah.
But with duty added on it, it really becomes impossible.
1.5 times.
So I see many people selling their cars, then go buying a car
Yeah.
back
Can
home.
you imagine it?
Yeah, and then the car you buy back home might not be the same quality of the car that was here. So you are better off having organized to ship your own car from whatever part you are. You are in France, if you are in UK, Canada, USA. I think what we are saying, we are here to help our diaspora residents. We understand their language. We are also in the diaspora ourselves, based in Melbourne. We understand your language. We understand your needs. So I think we talk the same language as you.
And I think what many people fear as well is the KRA, which comes to you now, in not only with cars but any other thing in Kenya. But I think, as Rob mentioned, so long as you got your paperwork right, I doubt, or I don't think it will be more rigorous activity or more complex dealing with the KRA individuals, because the country also got their own documentation or compliance things that you need to up, or you need what you need to comply with in whatever you do. Even, for example, you mentioned doing the machinery thing, which is zero duty as well. But KRA will still come in and they'll ask you to comply with one or two.
Yeah, sure. Safety issues are everywhere, They have to ensure that this machine. And one thing that we also didn't mention about when you import a car, please import a car that you think the parts are easily to be serviced back home. Have someone who imported a unit and we sold to them here. A European car, and I think whenever she needs the parts, we have to ship it from here. So I think also one point that I will also tell our viewers is that when you import a car, let's look for a car that you think you can get the parts easily. You can imagine even servicing filters, the filters, we have to ship them all the way from here. So that really, just as a rider, and that really when you import a car, take a car that you think has a service center back in Kenya.
So we are nearly finishing up, Rob. You mentioned that you can do even for diaspora, USA. You mentioned you've done for someone in USA.
Yes,
and you
we
can
have.
still do for other countries like Canada, UK.
Yes, at the moment we've done 2 in the USA and then 2 in Australia. And part of our strategy in the money car sales is to really work hard or strengthen that we want to, of course, as a business, we have our targets for the year. So to reach part of the targets for us is really tapping on to the people who are in the countries that I mentioned, France, Canada, USA, the countries that drive on the left, who cannot enjoy the tax waiver. So we are speaking to them saying, hey gentlemen, hey ladies, we are here to fulfill that for you. And I think that is really, we are really going for that people in that client. In the next few days, we have a guide, as I mentioned, that's selling on Amazon to guide them on how to import that. Once they're empowered, then I think that's going to be easily available. But otherwise, countries like Australia, Melbourne, just drive your car to Melbourne, drive your car to our office, and then we handle it from there.
So I know one question somebody in US is asking, I'm ready now, where do I start, where do I start from? How do you advise such an individual?
Yes, thank you for that, Patrick. So I think the first stage is you get in touch with us. Let us pre-qualify you, let us take your details, let us take the details of your car, and then see where do we stand. Do you meet the checklist? Then if you meet the checklist now, then we see how we can give an alternative from a country that drives on the right.
Beautiful. I think it's very clear, guys, and we'll come back for episode 2 of this particular, because because now we have Imani Car Sales where we are. This is the headquarters, the office in Dandenong if you live in Victoria. And now we also have Imani Freight Transport.
Imani Freight and Logistics.
Imani Freight and Logistics. That is the department or the branch of these services that deals with your moving the car to your home country. So they deal with freight, with exportation of your car, and that will come later, maybe in the episode, in the second part of this video. So what final words can you tell Our viewers, right?
Yeah. Well, so our Imani Freight and Logistics, the offices are in Altona. So for those of you who know Melbourne and know Australia a little bit, it's near the port of Melbourne. So it's easy to ship containers from there other than Dandenong. That's where you're located. So as a parting shot, and I think we would really like to work with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Those of you who wish to take their cars back, Patrick, we say we help owners reunite with their cars.
That's it, yeah.
So we say, you know, cars, everyone is passionate about their car, but when you move home, your love with your car doesn't have to end. So we say we help you reunite with your car. Talk to us on Patrick will later handles on the channel. We are happy to work with you.
That's it. And I think it saves you the hassle when you go home in trying to find a car. It is a whole lot of work to do when you could have done, and maybe you plan ahead, you pay the small duty that they have or the small fee that they require, and you get a chance also to transport your car that you've owned for 8 years or less, that will give you the comfort and peace of mind while you are at home. So as we end this video, I invite you again to like, subscribe to the channel, Patrick Tonui. Patrick Tonui, it takes a very short time, few seconds to click, and it doesn't cost anything to follow. So that we build the channel, it also gives me an opportunity to bring you such conversation that helps the community. My channel basically focuses on empowering the community with knowledge, with some information that is out there on what we need to do, what helps you out, what you require in the community, not only here, even back home. For example, this specific episode is all about your support to get your car into your home country. And I really appreciate Rob for sharing with us, allowing us time to visit. I just bumped into him, I was running somewhere, and now that we have been able to get some good information on that, I hope this will really help as we go forward. Get in touch with, I will leave all the details, get in touch with Imani Castles and Imani Freight Logistics for all your questions. So until the next one, Patrick Tonui, subscribe. God bless you. So as we wrap up this particular video, I just want to thank you all as we've already visited Imani Castles. I received some information from Rob that they already sold some of the cars. They've had new buyers coming in. Many came through or found their way through this channel, and I really much appreciate just scanning across the cars they currently have. As you can see, there's Mitsubishi there. There used to be one car there. We have a Toyota right there. Should be Mazda, another Toyota right there. So for prices, kindly contact Rob or Wilson on the contacts which I showed, and you can also check on the link below for all the details and the address of the place located in Dandenong. You got new cars from Dandenong Plaza. Basically, so check it out. This is a new one, Kia. I didn't see it before. The last time I was here is around 4 weeks ago, and I really want to thank you for the support you already given to one of our member in the community. Promoting one of our own is one way of uplifting an individual, or uplifting ourselves as well. His success is the success of the entire community. So thank you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, Patrick Tonui. Patrick Tonui, much appreciated. Until the next video, remember to subscribe and share with your friends, and stay blessed, stay safe. Have a blessed festive season.